I'm Bryan, I'm 56-year-old. Had an up and running franchise, or co-owned since 5 years ago. So up in the Oldham area, really enjoy it, and it's worst things you could be doing for a job. Always been a keen runner since I was about 15, 16. I actually started when I was like 16, joined the police cadets, and we did a lot of mountain running. In fact, we used to train up here. We used to go up to Langdale Valley. We had a bunkhouse up there that we used to use, and then that moved on to like racing around Snowdonia in a team and a mountain team, and it kind of went from there really. But then I kind of fell back into road and did my first marathon in 1984, and then it's kind of 24 marathons later. I've done Ironman, a few mountain races, and loads across country. But as you get a bit older, I think trails just have a bit more of appeal. You're not following your watch, you're not following your pace all the time. Every trail kind of event is different. You're not comparing times, and you're not getting stressed out if you're getting slower through age, etc. So for me, it's got a lot more appeal now as I'm getting older and getting a little bit slower. So you're looking for new challenges, and an obvious challenge and obvious boundary to head for is the distance. I think the key to kind of the long distance trail races is being ready for and being prepared for the unknown. So you've got to normally on a road race you're not really too worried about the weather conditions and your kit, etc., because you haven't really got anything to take with you. Obviously with a trail type event, there's a lot more to think about. A lot more can go wrong. You're not immediately next to assistance, so you've got to be a little bit more self-sufficient, I'd say. I suppose the really important bit is knowing where you're going and having the ability to either navigate or at least know the route that you intend to take. So people's map reading skills kind of vary, I suppose, but if you've actually been on the ground, you can't beat that experience of having walked or run or jogged that actual section of a race. It's another one of those worries that as you approach race day, it's out of the way because you're not worried about where you're going to be going or if you're going to get lost, because you already know the route. Wrecking a route as well, or a section of a route, gives you a bit better idea about what kit you need to be carrying with you, and particularly with footwear as well. It's quite important. I mean, you come up where we are today, up in the Lake District, and a lot of the paths are very, very rocky and gnarly. You go to other parts of the country, maybe Derbyshire, and they're a lot more peaty and boggy, and that kind of makes you think about different footwear options. You don't want something too high profile and squashy under your foot up here on the rocks, because chances are you'll end up rolling your ankle. Part of your training plan, which might incorporate your recce, but you don't have to necessarily do it on the race route, is to be pushing your body to that sort of level of fatigue that you're likely to encounter during the event. I'm not saying that if you, for example, planning for a 50-mile ultra, that you have to train over 50 miles. I'm not saying that at all. Maybe up to 30, something like that is a reasonable place to be in your training. If you go past that, I mean, my own personal view is you're going to risk have a greater risk of maybe getting an injury before a big event, and then it's all over before you get to the start line. It's similar to people who are coming from a road base that they've probably done for marathon training. There's very, very few marathon training plans will have you running 26 miles in the lead up to an actual road marathon. Maybe 22 max for a lot of people. 20 is probably enough, and you don't do that often. But it's good to get there. It gives you that confidence. It stretches your body. It makes your body adapt, and it also, certainly for the kind of the trail ultra stuff, it really gets you close to your kit and how your kit works. I personally would rather have more kit than less, as long as it's comfortable to carry. and you know, you're physically able to do that. You know, if you're looking to shave seconds off, then the lightness of the kit becomes more important. If you're looking to get round comfortably, then having that little bit extra in your pack is probably give you that peace of mind and make the day more enjoyable. Yeah, so at the moment I'm using this Montane Gecko VP12 Plus pack. Really like it. Size specific, which is really important, because although I'm tall, I'm quite skinny, so normally I'd go for something like a large, thinking I'm 6 foot tall, but actually this pack is a medium and it fits me really well. Feels it very snug, and you don't get any bounce at all, no matter what you've got in it. I mean, something that's really important, but it's nutrition. So, you know, the packs give you that opportunity to carry a lot more than you could on a say a road event. So you've got to be thinking about, you're going to be burning a lot of carbs basically. So looking about, I work on the basis I need about 20 grams of carbs for every half hour, something like that, of effort. So I tend to carry a lot of this kind of stuff, muesli bars, energy gels, and it's really important to, because what I found in the past is you get so engrossed in an event. Same happens in triathlon, particularly on the bike, that you kind of forget to eat, and you forget to take your nutrition on, and then by the time you realise, it's a bit too late then, because you've already run out of steam. So what you can do with a lot of the modern watches is set the alarm so that it'll chime at you after 25 minutes or whatever time you want. Just give you a few bleeps, and that's your time to eat. Even if you don't think that you want to eat, then it's telling you eat. And it does kind of work, and it has worked for me in the past. That you've got to build up to it slowly. You've got to give your body time to adjust. You've got to practice with the kit, but you've also got to work through the nutrition plan and make sure that you're happy with it and that it works for you. So, you know, what works for me won't necessarily work exactly for somebody else. And you see that in a lot of road marathons. You see a lot of people with stomach upsets and sickness and dropping out, because they've reacted just to something as simple as an energy gel. Yeah, as you're kind of building up distance and time on your feet, then obviously it's going to have it can have stresses and strains on your body, particularly obviously your legs. You'll hear a lot of people talk about when you're doing that long endurance run, not adding more than 10% a week to it. So don't suddenly go out and do 25 miles when the furthest you've done before that is 10 miles, because you know the likelihood is you're going to do some kind of damage that's then going to give you a setback, and you're going to end up having some time off to rest. Yeah, I mean, I found that there's experienced kind of ultra kind of runners all over the place, not quite hiding around every corner, but there's a lot of them out there. A lot of them are very active on social media. There's a lot of groups that you can tap into on there. For example, Lakeland 50 this year, there's the usual Lakeland 100, Lakeland 50 Facebook group. If you need some advice or any range of running, whether it be road, track or whatever, cross country, but particularly trail, come down and have a chat at your local up and running store. There'll be somebody in there, one of the staff, who's got a wealth of experience in that kind of activity, and they'll be able to point you out and advise you on kit and some of the kind of the training that goes with that. It kind of, your confidence will come from the fact that you're well prepared, in my view. So you're going back again to your recce's, even if you look, working through maps, knowing routes, having your kit, having tested your kit, having tested your nutrition, knowing that you've got all your kit with you, you've got the right stuff, you know what time you're going, where you're going to park, how you're going to get home, all that kind of thing all adds up to giving you a kind of an enjoyable, relaxed experience when you actually hit the event.
Are you looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah. I'll be looking forward to it more if I get more prepared. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, I need to get some longer times in my legs and get out there, just give me that confidence. I mean, I could probably get around it tomorrow, but I'd be crawling, it wouldn't be pretty, and it'd be a bit of a mess and a sufferfest. You know, I've been told by a really experienced ultra runner that I know, it's kind of, you know, it's like the training distances. You know, there's no point training over that 30-mile threshold, because you get to a point where it hurts and then it can't hurt anymore. So the last bit is getting your mind adjusted to the fact that this is how it's going to be now for the next few hours, and then battling through that. And it's not so much the physical battle at that point, it's the mental battle. And I'm kind of looking forward to that in a weird way.